He posted my private messages online, turned my apologies into content, mocked my insecurities for clout. I didn't cry. I didn't post. I didn't fight back in his comments. I just trademarked his brand and sold his account back to him for $25,000. Now every time he logs in, he remembers one thing. The woman he tried to humiliate ended up owning the mic. His name was Blake. Online, he was at Blake Unfiltered 250,000 followers. Toxic takes wrapped in sarcasm and aesthetics. He called it content. I called it red flags. But I dated him anyway. It started casual, a few dates, weekend hangouts, late-night texts that felt more meaningful than they were. He was funny. Charming in that way you don't realize is dangerous until it's too late. He never posted pictures of us. Said he liked to keep his private life offline. But somehow, when we broke up, my private life went viral. It started with screenshots. DMs I'd sent him while we were dating. Stuff like, I know I overthink things. I've always felt a little insecure around your friends. Sorry I came off too clingy. I just like you. None of it cruel. None of it inappropriate. Just vulnerable. He posted them on a burner Instagram account first. Out of context texts from women who self-destruct. That was the caption. Mine was the first slide. He blocked my main account from seeing it, but mutuals saw. Screenshots got around fast. Some people laughed. Others DM'd me in private saying, that sucks. No one said anything publicly, not even to him. He denied it when I asked, said it was just content. That if I hadn't sent emotionally chaotic messages, there wouldn't be anything to post. That night, he uploaded a TikTok. Ever dated someone who apologizes for being too emotional, but then explodes the moment you stop texting for 3 hours? Caption, story time. Comments, 14.8K likes. 112K, I didn't respond. Not online. Not in DMS. Not even in his texts. Because if there's one thing I learned from watching him, it's that people like him don't apologize. They monetize. I lost a freelance project that week. The client was reevaluating our brand image. A woman I mentored stopped replying. A podcast I was scheduled to appear on canceled due to scheduling changes. None of them said it directly, but I knew. He turned me into a punchline. And the worst part? He never even said my name, because he didn't have to. The people who mattered knew it was me. He thought he won. He thought being blocked meant I gave up. He thought being quiet meant I was embarrassed. What he didn't know was that while he was going viral, I was downloading his digital footprint. Every handle, every redirect, every domain linked to his username, every sloppy business detail he left out in the open. He made fun of my overthinking. Now I'd use it to take back everything he built, while laughing at me. Because I don't scream, I don't post, I don't fight in comment sections, I plan. He wanted a reaction, he wanted drama, he wanted me to play the role of the crazy ex. I gave him silence, and then I gave him a bill. While Blake was busy posting clips for dopamine, I was learning how platforms really work. I didn't tweet, didn't rant on Instagram, didn't even tell my closest friends what I was planning. Because this wasn't revenge, it was business. First, I downloaded everything connected to his at Blake Unfiltered handle, his YouTube, his Twitch link, his personal merch store, his domain, his backup email, even his mailing address from a public Shopify refund page, all of it, connected to one username. But there was one thing he didn't do, trademark it. He built a personal brand, but he never protected it legally. No LLC, no paperwork, no ownership, just hashtags and fragile ego. I filed a business application under the name Blake Unfiltered Media, LLC. Took less than 48 hours to register in my state. Then I filed a trademark request. Then I bought the .com version of his handle, the domain he never claimed. Next came the platform policies: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. All of them protect brand names when backed by legal registration. And now? That brand belonged to me. He didn't even know. He was still posting skits about red flag exes and reposting DMs in his stories. Meanwhile, I was filing an infringement claim across every platform, citing business name violations, impersonation, and unauthorized use of a protected entity. 2 weeks later, his Instagram got flagged. He posted a story: "Haters trying to take down my account, nice try." 3 days later, the account disappeared. Permanently. Same thing with Twitter, then TikTok, then his Shopify store. Gone. He reached out to the platforms in panic, but the message was the same. The username belongs to a registered business. We've reallocated rights to the trademark holder. He wasn't just locked out, he was deleted from the platforms that fed him. I didn't change the usernames. I didn't rebrand them. I just held them, quietly, in my name. He emailed me from a backup account 2 days later. Subject: "We need to talk." I didn't respond. Not yet. Because the next part would be the most expensive conversation of his career. He sent 4 emails in 2 days, all from different accounts, all versions of the same message. This is crazy. You didn't have to go this far. Let's talk like adults. You're ruining my brand. I didn't reply, because I wasn't ruining anything. I just owned it now. He made me content. He turned my real feelings into entertainment. So now, every time he tried to log in, he got a message that said, "This username is no longer available." Because the punchline he built was now part of my portfolio. Then the real email came, clean, formal, from his lawyer, requesting release of the usernames and domain, offering reasonable compensation. I didn't respond to that either, not yet. Instead, I sent my own offer, a 1-page PDF with a professional invoice attached. No threats, no notes, just buyback of full brand package, domain social handles, trademark rights. All prior platform documentation price, $25,000 due within 7 business days. It wasn't about the money. It was about making sure he paid something for what he thought he could get for free. He didn't respond immediately, but I saw the tweets from his backup account. Things like, "Women are so petty. Imagine destroying someone's income out of spite." Spite? Number this was structure. Day 5, the payment hit my business account. No email, no thank you. Just a silent wire transfer with the memo, "Handle release." I waited 24 hours, then sent him everything. Stripped. No content, no followers, just the usernames, the bones. He had to rebuild from zero, and every time he typed in his password, he knew. The brand he once mocked me with now had my name buried in its history. The night after the payment cleared, he finally messaged me directly. His tone had changed. No sarcasm, no hashtags, no ego. Just a short, plain message. "You win." I didn't reply. Not right away, because I wasn't playing to win. I was playing to end it. A few days later, I ran into him at an event. Not planned, just coincidence. He was standing near the back, wearing sunglasses indoors like he still had something to protect. I was presenting a talk on digital privacy and content ownership. He was just attending. He saw me. Froze. I kept walking. Later, he approached me at the bar. "Look," he said, "I didn't mean for it to go that far. I was just messing around." I nodded. He kept going. "I lost everything, you know. The followers, the content, the deals. You didn't have to take it all. I sipped my drink, set it down, then said calmly, I didn't take it. I just made you pay for what you tried to take from me. For free. He swallowed. You think this makes us even? I shook my head. This isn't about even. It's about understanding value, mine, and now, yours. He didn't respond, because he couldn't. Because for the first time, he wasn't the one holding the mic. He walked away, and I let him, not because I forgave him, but because I'd already finished the story. You see, he wanted attention. He wanted a reaction. He wanted to use my vulnerability for reach, and I gave him a reach he didn't expect. Legal, digital, and expensive. Now, every time he logs in, every time he posts something under his new rebuilt brand, every time he tells his story, he remembers. He's not self-made. He's self-paid. Because I sent the invoice. I used the $25,000 to register something new. A platform for women who've been digitally humiliated and silenced. Not a loud movement, just a space where stories could live, where screenshots had weight, where privacy wasn't optional, it was protected. We launched 6 months later. No press, no launch party, no influencers, just a few creators with the right voice and the right scars. And within a year, we had 200,000 users, all off the record, all on our terms. I never told anyone where the seed money came from. They didn't need to know. But I did. And every time I logged in, every time I looked at the back end and saw the platform running, I thought of him. And the day he sent the money, not to support me, but to survive me. One of our volunteers once sent me a clip from Blake's new channel, smaller now. He'd rebranded, poorly, tried to make it seem like he was starting fresh. He said in the video, sometimes you lose everything, but that's how you rebuild. He didn't mention me, of course not, but his face? It held that twitch of someone who knew what it meant to owe your voice to the very woman you tried to silence. He thought I was too sensitive, too emotional, too weak to clap back. He was right about one thing. I don't clap back. I invoice forward. I didn't destroy him. I didn't need to. He destroyed himself. I just held the mirror up long enough for him to see it. Because when you turn someone into content, just make sure they don't figure out how to turn your career into collateral. I don't tell this story to sound powerful. I tell it because too many people think silence means surrender. That if you don't respond right away, they've won. That if you don't fight loud, you don't fight at all. But here's what I've learned. You don't need to fight with fists. You don't even need to fight with words. Sometimes you just need to read the terms and conditions. He made me content, turned my private thoughts into punchlines, laughed at my emotions, mocked my voice, and I said nothing. But I was listening. I was watching. And while he collected likes, I collected leverage. I didn't take his account out of spite. I took it to prove what happens when you mistake vulnerability for weakness. He stole my words and got applause. I sent one invoice and got ownership. Now, I don't post to be heard. I don't share to be seen. I build quietly. And I protect other women who haven't found their silence yet. Because somewhere out there, someone's still using a private conversation to build their brand. And one day, they'll get an email too. Maybe from me. Maybe from someone I taught. But the message will be the same. You posted a moment. I bought the platform.